not gonna all get fucking sacked.
Smell like coal. Gotta get the wiggies cause I'm off to the hole in the road. I'm walking off school and I'm off to the city, watching telly all night and I'm not looking pretty. See, I got this job downtown, selling knocked off ladies watches for £1. For a really dodgy man that I met in a dodgy cafe. You know, he said to me, the girl who sold these yesterday wasn't selling very carefully. Police came along and took her and all my watches away. So if you see some coppers, you grab my stuff and leg it, boy, right away. I'll be in the cafe. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way.
He went for shite.
Boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. So it's been a few hours and I haven't sold enough for my bus fare home. Street selling's pretty tough. So I turn on the charm for the lunchtime rush with a smile and a wiggle on my schoolboy touch. So the charm is working in the underground. There's a crowd of men and women gather round, and the watches they are going, the money is a flowing. Think I'll have a little extra, stick it in my pocket, spend you later. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield,
having a shite.
through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I haven't sold a watch for an hour and I'm dying for a slash. I've had enough of this, so I'm off for a piss. Then I
shite.
back round to the cafe, sitting at his table drinking tea. Looks at me suspiciously, then with a glance at the watch he says, how did you do?
Nah, you can't hear me, Tony. I don't believe you.
I said I'd come back down on Friday, and to that he said okay. So with £2 in my pocket and another £5 in my shoe, I head down to Castle Market where the man who looks like Leo said is selling pots with barbecue and prawns. Feel like dancing. Then off back to dinner on the Wiggies and then home. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way.
Having a
boy
fool.
from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sh Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way.
Making his way.
Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield.
I'll tell you, a bunch of funny cunts in that chat. A few conspiracy theorists there thought they could fucking hear us backstage.
The ratings, they don't know, do they? You see, clickbait. This is because it's clickbait. That's what they call clickbait. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Raconteurs News After Dark with myself and Jimmy, live here from 9:30. It is. It's 9:30. Wait, it was 36 minutes past. And no, I wasn't having a shit. I was just trying to do something. And we were on a bit late, weren't we, Jimmy? So me and Jimmy only got together only about 2 minutes before we went live. So,
well, according to Dr. Robert, we were late anyway.
Jason, are you on the correct audio channel? Let me have a look. Audio. No, I'm not. Thank you very much. Is that any better?
Oh, wow. That's a big difference. Who spotted that?
Thank you. Thank you for that, Tony.
Tony,
this.
fucking hell.
It's this machine. What it does is it depends what's because so much shit plugged into it. There's a mic in it. There's a mic on the webcam and there's him here. This mic here, which is actually an old Michael Jackson figurine from back in the days. But never mind. Anyway, yeah, well spotted. Thanks for that, Tony. Evening, Jimmy. How's your week been, mate?
Tiring, to put it mildly. Been very busy, very, very busy. Just getting back into the routine of sort of like putting in a few long days and stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's thrown me off. Like I went to sleep yesterday at 5 p.m. Right, I woke up this morning at about 2 a.m. So I've been on the go ever since, basically. So such is life with me sometimes.
Such is life. Yeah. Well, the life with fucking hell, life with me, man. If anybody, I showed you my bruise every other day. Well, you want to see it now? Here it is. There you go. That's the bruise that I've got on my arm, but it feels a lot better now.
It looks a little bit like H5N1, the African version.
Well, oh right, okay. Well, I don't know what that is.
I just made it up.
Oh, did you? Hey, well, I think it's actually because I did a joke. I did a joke about where people say that they don't care whether people are black, white, purple, or green, and I said, well, fucking purple people. Well, I'm making a statement. Fuck purple people, unless they're choking, in which case help them. But that's the joke. But now it seems that I am fucking turning into a purple person. I'll just have to look out for the purple people eater. Hopefully that fucking hang about outside my house.
Oh man!
I got that, Tony, by overstretching, playing water polo in Lanzarote on Sunday. I overstretched it, and the bruise has come out. I think that's as big as it's going to get because it's starting to go down here. It's starting to go all that formally bruised colour. But yeah, I get them like that all the time. I used to have. I'll show you a picture of one on my leg when I fucking dig that out. But years ago, but yeah, crackers. You were saying to it, Jim. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Blowing his nose. Well spotted to Robert. Yes, I've got a cabinet there. As you can see, my little cabinet is here. I'll show you a picture of it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Away, my mum and dad came round and because I mentioned my mother had got a cabinet for all this stuff. She has all these like dragons and witches and stuff like that, all these figurines and stuff. So, and they showed me, we bought one for Christmas and they showed me this cabinet that they put in. I said, I love one of them. So while we were away, they went and bought me a cabinet and then built it for me. So it is, there we go. I'll show you a picture of that. There you go. It's pretty cool.
Really snazzy. Really snazzy.
So there you go. That's what you can see in the corner. Well spotted there, Robert. It's got all my cubes in it and stuff.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't miss much, man. I'll tell you what, I know a few doctors and they miss everything, but our doctor doesn't miss a fucking thing.
No, doesn't miss a beat. Did I think it were water aerobics? And I were in goal, see, so I was trying to, and I stretched too far. And I knew we'd done it, but it was just like a little bit of a twinge at first. Then the next day it was fucking worse, and we were flying home, and then it got particularly bad when I got home and really painful. But today it seems to be yesterday and today it seems to be hanging off a bit. Anyway, so that's enough of that shit. Oh, I've also found another RN t-shirt. This is it. This is another RN t-shirt. This has never been worn before, apart from now on this show. So this is a show-worn RN t-shirt, which I'm going to give away today if somebody wants it. It's a size XL, I think. JC's a delicate little flower. I'm sorry about that. I just bruise easily. Anyway, let's say hello to some of the people in chat room. Go on, you do it, Jim. You say hello to people in chat room.
Okay. Well, look, I'll best rewind and just see who's in here. I'd like to say hello to StreamYard for a start, for joining in, and Tony, Roberts, 462904's in the house. Mascara's in, of course, and we have Heath Dwith. How do you pronounce Heath Dwith?
Heath
Hello?
Dwith. Heath
Dwith.
Dwith.
And we got Ken. Yeah.
Can you see the joke in that?
Heath Dwith. No, I don't get it. Heath Dwith.
It's Mike Tyson describing 2 points on a compass.
Anyway, that's cool. Who else we got here? We got Kenda, we got Mascara. I said Mascara already. We got Robert, of course. Thanks, Robert, for joining in. JJ is in the house. Who else we got here? I thought I seen Paula down the way there as well too. While I'm scrolling through, Spanish is in as well, and. Yes, I'm just coming across Paula's there, but I do. And Paula, by the way, I got your email. Thanks for that beautiful, beautiful email. That was wonderful. I only got to read it before the show. I seen the video before I read the message, just the way it's been the last few days. I'll send you an appropriate reply as soon as my brain starts working. So, and then we'll continue on through the list here. And it's all, there's loads of people called Paula in here, and there's several Mascaras. So, I don't know. Well, John Smith's in the house. And hopefully I'm not going to miss too. Annette, I seen Annette pop up there. You popped Annette up there. Greetings, Annette. Welcome to the show tonight. Thanks for joining in. And Dave, Tomo, Dave, Tomo. The two M's are throwing me off. The two fucking M's. So I'm through the list. I'm going to work on that. It's my Irish slang. You know. I don't get it, man. We have trouble with M's and THs, as you've probably noticed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. This is true. I always remember listening to what's his face, Richie Allen, and he were always calling people Thomas and things like that. And Mascara Snake says, as for the T-shirt, it's my birthday tomorrow. Hint at Raconteurs News. Okay.
Good man.
Happy
Welcome,
birthday!
Mascara.
You've won the T-shirt. If you email your address to me, or get your address to me one way or another, email it, and I'll send it to you. So there you go. Because I'll forget. Like, I'll have a joint in a bit, and I'll forget I was going to give this away. So yes, thank you. There you go. So that's Mascara Snake. Mascara. Have you seen what is fucking going on, man? Have you seen what is going on? Have you seen this Lady Gaga thing last night?
Oh, when some cool-looking chick was puking up green bile on her chest or something. Was that it? Was it?
That's the one.
Oh man, that's rough looking. Although I have to say, Lady Gaga was looking well. She doesn't look too bad for a dude, does she?
Not bad at all for a dude, you know. Fucking terrible. It's shocking, isn't it, though, what's going on? We've got Sam Smith dressed like a fucking laid out like a pig that's fucking got an apple in its mouth on somebody's fucking table, you know, and all this shit around him. I don't know what to fucking call it. I don't even think they deserve the respect of me calling him. Not right, you know. Fucking weirdos, weird fucking world.
It's the state of the world we're in, though. Like, you know, we're at the stage now where we definitely cannot define what a woman is, because nobody no longer trusts any women, because like we're all starting to believe that they're dudes. It's like, hold on, let's rewind about 40 years. Let's reset this motherfucker.
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking about it earlier on. Well, actually, last night I was sat having a joint, and I think I'd watched. I can't remember anyway. I was fucking sat there playing with my son and what have you, and I was thinking about why we've got this problem now. Why we've got this problem of everybody being, people growing, being weird. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird this stuff that's going on. I don't care what you want to say about it. It's weird, right? So I know we're thinking about it. When I were a kid, when you're a kid, there's what you want to do is you want to conform or fit in to a certain degree, but you always want that little bit of individuality, that something that separates you from everybody else. Some people have it and some people don't. And it's in all sorts of different, things in life. There's the kid in our class who could draw right well. There were a kid in, there's this. And when I were a kid, believe it or not, when I was in junior school, the schools, I represented school running 100 meters. And I won Rotherham championships. I was only about 11 or 12, but that was what separated me from all the kids. All the kids knew that I was fastest kid. I was running, only mostly because I've been like running away from people trying to kick me head in since I could talk. Everybody does that, and everyone tries that, but everyone wants that little thing. But because creativity has been taken out of everybody, all the creativeness has been taken away. There's no personalities anymore. So what they do is they try to make themselves different by being this weird fucking. I want to, as somebody who's sitting here missing a leg, I find it abhorrent that somebody would go and have a part of the body mutilated for no other fucking reason than vanity. I just I find it offensive. Actually, I'm not going to fucking sit here and be all triggered and everything, but I find it offensive, and I think it's because they've got no personality anymore. So what they try to do is they try to make themselves into something that's really fucking weird sexually, because that's all they can think of, really. And then they're not individual anymore. They're just part of a different fucking cult of idiots. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
I don't know. I think about sex all the fucking time, man. But I kind of think of it a little bit differently. And the problem is not the individuals themselves. And the way I'm constantly sort of like refining how I think about what's going on with the kids and this transitional stuff that's going on, this need to transition. And the problem is not in the children themselves or the young people. The problem started way back a long time ago. It actually, this is a project, seems to me, that's been in progress now for maybe 50 years. And what's happened is that there's been an infiltration of the school and education systems where like nefarious actors have totally corrupted the whole education system, and you got a shit pile of young people whose parents have no time anymore because they're so busy paying for their mortgages, they're paying to keep their cars on the road so they can get to work, so that they can sort of fulfill their obligations to pay their mortgages and keep the food on the table for the kids. They don't have time for kids anymore, and it's understandable that like these kids are sort of isolated, like, and all they've got now are as a point of contact now is in the education system. So, but what's happened is like you got a bunch of fucking communists who've totally infiltrated, taken over the education system, and they've injected and not necessarily that they've injected people who necessarily are bad in themselves or were bad originally, and who want to corrupt children, but probably were corrupted and then put into situations where they have access to children to sort of spread a virus, which I had now come to know as what you might call this transitioning movement, where you got girls who are sort of want to transition into boys want to transition into girls, and it's affirmed in the education system. You go into the school, and now they've reached another level in the gearing order where it's really been pushed very, very hard. I was reading this. I come across from time to time odd stories about people who have transitioned and are now trying to detransition. I came across a terrible story there today, about a girl, and she started onto the hormone blockers, and done, and like she was a singer. She was a singer. And what happened when she started taking the testosterone was that whatever changes it made to her voice. She originally like got the prescription for testosterone over a phone call to a doctor who was allegedly an expert in this process of helping young people transition into the opposite sex. So they prescribed her a huge dose of testosterone when in fact what she wanted was a small dose because she was aware of some of the issues. But like she only found out afterwards that like they had whatever they prescribed her in levels of testosterone was twice as much as what other people were getting, like, and now her voice is ruined. She was clever enough not to super glue a fucking piece of skin onto around her vaginal area, and she was sensible enough not to get the double mastectomy. But I would class her as one of the lucky ones. She only lost her singing voice. But like the story I was reading was highlighting the stories of a number of young people who are now in dire straits. And what's happening is they're trying to go to the health services, like they're trying to approach the people who sort of like advised them into going into this process of transitioning under the and the heading that they were using at the time was, if you don't do this is what they were telling the children, if you don't do this, you will probably commit suicide later in life. And they honestly believed like that was probably the best thing to do under this advice. But now they're finding themselves in this sort of a black hole where they can't get help. The people who were advising them and encouraging to go through the process are now abandoning them. They don't want to fucking know. And I know what you're saying. Like it's easy to jump on, and it's easy to sort of like say that these young people are fucked up in the head, and what's wrong with the young people. No, this just didn't happen. Like this has been pre-programmed and baked into this cake for a very long time, Jay.
It's. I'm not blaming the kids themselves. The kids themselves are victims of this. And I think also we're getting to a stage where the people who are doing it, who are enforcing this agenda upon youngsters, are people that have had it enforced upon themselves. They had it done, so they don't really know that there's anything wrong with it. And maybe there's not. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe this is the way that we're supposed to go. This is mankind naturally extincting itself, because that's what's going to happen. Maybe that's God's plan. It could be any number of things, but it certainly doesn't sit very well with me, because I think there's so much personality. Personality is the one thing that's going to get you through everything. It'll get you through anything. If you've got any sort of personality, if you've got a decent sort of personality, get you through anything. Get you out of any situation, get you in. But people just don't know. They just don't know, because they're not taught to be independent. They're not taught to hey, fucking talking about these fucking silly cunts. Only fuck them. Sorry, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, well, there's a serious breakdown of the family structure, I think, and essential life skills that you would have learned as a child are no longer being passed on to children by the parents, because the parents don't have the bloody time. They're having to work, like both parents are having to work 8 hours, possibly more a day, just to pay the bloody mortgage, and it's getting worse because. Especially with interest rate rises at the moment, things are definitely going to be getting worse, and parents are going to be having less and less time. So that's going to be giving nefarious actors more and more time with their children to reprogram them any way they want, And I think we have to. It's just like, I think we need a serious restructuring of the education system. That's where. We have to start again. This is going to take several generations to correct. We can't just fix this, because we kind of like have to break the existing societal structure as it stands, break it back down, and focus on what's most important. And what's most important is the next generation, and because they're the ones that are going to be sort of like propagating our species and hopefully bringing our species to a new pinnacle, a new level, and new technology, new ideas, new thinking, but something that's actually properly sustainable, not this bullshit sustainability that's been propagated by the WEF or any other.
It's just another word that's been hijacked. It's another word that's been completely hijacked to mean completely different to what it is. Sustainability it's nothing to do with sustainability. It's the sustainability is we're going to do it this way, and this is the reason why we're doing it. You can't ask any questions. You see, it's fucking ridiculous. It's horrendous.
It is. It's like a Frankenstein movie on steroids. Really, at the end of the day, you do need to be quite resilient to be able to keep your head living in these modern times, because like you could easily just go mad easily.
Yeah, easily, and we're seeing that as well, aren't we, with the number of people that are transitioning? Because that is, in my opinion, anyway. And I'm not a doctor. Nobody on this channel is a doctor. But we have got your best interests at heart.
Even our doctor, who's a resident here, is not a doctor.
No, you're right. But you know what? When I've if there's something bothering me, I don't ring up surgery. First of all, my first protocol is go to Dr. Robert, and say, "Nanny, what can I do with this?" Because you can't. If you go to it. I've had it before where I've been with doctors. Obviously, I've been with doctors quite a lot over years, and I've sort of tried to, say, well, hang on a minute, it was like when they were giving one time, right? I'm on warfarin, which thins my blood to 2.5 times thinner. That's where it needs to be at. And vitamin, if my blood's too thin, I have to have vitamin K. Which then thickens it back up. Now, there was a time a couple of years ago when they said to me, right, you take your warfarin at night and then you'll take a small dose of vitamin K. And I thought, well, what's the point in that? So this is why I had vitamin K in the house when I needed it, because they prescribed it me, which I kept it in the house, but I never used it because I thought why do I need one thing that's going to thin my blood? And then the antidote, just a little bit of the antidote as well. I mean, it just didn't seem right. So I didn't do it, and that's why I had vitamin K in the house. So I'd much prefer to talk to Dr. Robert and just ask see if there's any advice he'd give me. My missus has started taking magnesium tablets, and she swears by them. Swears by them. Well, we've been away. She's been taking them. She's headaches are far less frequent, so things are going along better. So it's just a case of looking after yourself and getting out of the mindset that if there's something up with you, then you've got to go and see somebody who's going to give you some pills or give you, who's going. No, because nobody. If you go to doctors and say, right, doctor, I'm feeling down and depressed, and I've thought about, ending my life, anything like that. They'll give you pills. That's what they'll give you. There's no counselling. There's nothing. There's no first protocol like, right, we'll start off with some counselling because obviously we don't want to be putting pills into your body. That's how it used to be. It's not anymore. The first point is just the pills. Straight to the pills. But we're not doctors, so what the fuck do we know? But we know our own bodies, and you know when you need something and when you don't need something. So.
Well, life experience has taught me to stay well away from pills if you can. It doesn't matter what they are like, and doctors will prescribe you anything. I remember I used to go, like when I used to be a raving mad lunatic on drugs and stuff like that. I used to have my go-to doctor, and I'd just go to him and prescribe my fucking self. Bad idea. Very bad idea. You can end up in a lot of fucking trouble doing that shit, man. So pills are not the answer, and doctors are not the fucking answer, although they can help. Like if you have something, sometimes it's a good idea to consult with a doctor, but if you can get a second opinion as well, like you don't just trust one cunt, because like not all doctors are the same.
I know they're not, no, but they are becoming more and more like factories, the health factories. So health in inverted commas. Have you seen health secretaries around the world? That one from is it Dutch one or something? She looks like she looks like an overinflated fucking Bella Emberg suit.
Who's that one now?
Like, and she's the health minister in the Dutch health minister. If you look at these health ministers,
yeah, but look, that's the same all over the world. If you look at most of the health ministers, even our own health minister, I don't even know what her fucking name is. She's a horrible looking out. She looks like an overgrown pig. They're always the same. Like, you'll have your health minister and she's carrying around 2 tons, and her belly has been dragging behind her as she walks between her legs. Like, it's always the fucking same. That's the stereotype they like to portray as the health minister. As if this is the ideal representation of health, and this big fat pig with lipstick is going to tell you what you need to do to be healthy, and we're going to regulate it. This is what we're up against. We have to move past looking to politicians in a way. We have to move past listening to these arseholes on fucking radios and televisions.
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. Although there's a change happening, there is a change happening, but it's very, very subtle. But there is a change happening. I can see it lately, but we might get into that in a while. But anyway, I don't want to derail this conversation because it's quite an important one at the same time.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's fucking hell. It's everything. Another thing I noticed this week, I watched I caught a bloke who's he does these business things, but he caught me attention with he were talking about somebody who got a HP printer. So they bought a HP printer, and with the HP printer came an ink subscription. So it sort of what it did is it monitored your printer, and then when your ink were low, it would send you through the post, and you paid $5.99 a month. Anyway, it was costing him more. He weren't using it enough, essentially, to make it pay. So he cancelled his subscription, and they remotely turned his printer off. He can't get it to work because he's turned the subscription. He can't do it anymore. And it's also happening with certain printers that they'll only allow you to use their own paper. So you can't. So you've gone out and bought a printer, but you can't do out with it because you're not paying subscription. It's like like I just said to Danielle just before. I said it's you'll own nothing and you'll be happy because you won't own anything. It's almost as if the money you pay for the printer is a down payment to a contract that you're going to enter into with them. A bit like a phone, because a phone, of course, you can't repair a phone nowadays because the right to repair has been taken away. Everything's linked together. So if you try and put a screen on the same screen on a different phone, it won't work. So that's people from repairing their own, so they could just chuck straight away. They get thrown away, and they have to buy a new one. And it's just getting to the point where I'm almost just want to just get rid of just chuck fucking everything away and just go and I don't know, live in a fucking underground.
Yeah, this topic hit the scenes, I think, with the John Deere tractors, wasn't it? And there were serious problems, like very, very simple problems that could be fixed, like, and but at the same time, you weren't allowed to do it, or you'd run into problems if you tried to do it yourself with the machinery. So what people ended up doing was like they ended up installing open source software on their tractor, right? And then with the open source software, they were able to diagnose and fix their own problems, like, you know. So,
but the problem is then the warranty's gone, isn't it?
Well,
you know,
that's
if you've got a new tractor and you've got it on, it's got a warranty on it. If you change the software, they're just going to say to you, "Oh no, we've changed software. You've messed with your warranty's void." It's going to be in there somewhere, you know.
Well, a warranty only lasts so long anyway, and
of course.
you know, at the end of the day, at some stage, you're going to have to sort of like either stick with the services they provide, or I mean, like, you could just stick with the warranty for as long as possible, like, and then, like, when the warranty runs out, then just go your own way, say thanks for the fish, and just do your own thing. But this problem is about to hit the main computer market as well too, very, very shortly. I meant to do a report on that, and I haven't forgotten about it, like, because it's very, very important that people understand about the new changes that are coming to the latest computers coming on the market now. I'm not going to go big into it now, but maybe for our next show that we do here live, I might have a bit of a report done up on the basic technologies that are coming in, that they're introducing into the computer sphere, that's going to lock your computer down in a big, big way. And it's even going to dictate what applications you're allowed to install on your computer. And a lot of people are having serious problems at the moment with Windows 11. Windows 11, apparently the new little pieces of gadgets and hardware that they've added to Windows 11 is kind of like operating as if it were some type of ransomware software. So because it's using sort of like encryption on communication between hard drives and other hardware devices connected to the computer. And if you ended up in a situation where something got locked for some reason, and people are losing their actual files and getting locked out of their computers because this software is not letting them to do. I'll do up a proper report on this, because I have the information saved. I just didn't get around to just doing the actual report. It's very, very interesting, like new pieces of hardware that they're adding to motherboards and changing how the connectivity goes. I thought, like, there's a certain device that they add onto the chipboard. I'd never seen it before. I noticed it when I was buying my last computer. Remember, I bought the ThinkCentre there just a couple of months ago. And we're saying, what the fuck is that? Like, you know, and I was thinking to myself, oh, do you know what? Maybe this is some new device that they're adding in to counteract some of the security concerns that have been coming out over the last couple of years about all the chips being backdoored, and maybe this is a protective measure. No, it's kind of like a first stage. There's a little chip on the boards now, which is controlling all the encryption between the hard drive and the processor, and this is probably the first stage in their way of locking down the internals of the workings of the computer. And this is very, very serious for the likes of me, for example, who uses open source software like Linux. And it may mean that we may not even be able to install an open source system on some of the computers that they're planning on bringing out. So, like, I don't know what's going to happen with this shit. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure we'll find it. I'm sure there'll be workarounds for it. Like, but you know, this is where they're trying to push computer technology and totally lock it down, like lock down all the hardware and stuff, so that you can only put backdoor dodgy software on a computer. I don't like where this is going. I really don't.
No, you're right. It's and this is what the bloke we're talking about. Can't remember his name, but he sits in his settee. He's always has his cat, and he does quite interesting talks. But they were introducing a bill in New York, the Right to Repair Bill. So that was going to then force anybody that sells their devices in New York, that they had to have an option to be self-repaired, because, you know, that's as well. This is another thing as well. eBay and Amazon are stopping the people. They're getting rid of the refurbished categories for anything. So refurbished phones now, you can't advertise it as a refurbished phone. If you refurbish phones for a living and you do that and you refurbish your phone and you put it on sale on your Amazon or whatever, not Amazon, eBay, might be Amazon as well, site, then it now has to go into the used category. So it's with all the other stuff that's used. So essentially me selling, I've got something here, haven't I? Let's just, if I refurbished this old iPod, can't hold this is. Can't hold that iPod is. Fucking right old. If I refurbished that iPod, I couldn't advertise it as refurbished. It'd have to be just used. You understand? There's a real difference. So they're doing all these things, and this bill in New York has just been fucking totally. Lobbyists have gone in, and there's been amendments added to it, and it's just essentially become benign. It's just a benign bit of legislation that's not going to cover anything, because they're adding in things like unless it would be a security risk or any sort of thing like that, and they can always hide behind security. They hide behind security for everything. You need this security. You need to not do that, and then you'll be secure. Or you do need to do this, and you'll be secure. You'll be safe if you do this or that. We've seen that over the last couple of years, haven't we? And what a fucking load of bollocks that turned out to be.
It reminds me of the health and safety bullshit, right? Where you have to do to be able to even lift an empty box, you got to go do a course where you go and you demonstrate that you can lift an empty box without busting your fucking back and recite the mantra as to all the steps that you got to go through to lift an empty box that you're going to be lifting in the demonstration. It's like, fucking hell, man. And you got to do this like every couple of years, man. It's like, it's totally... it's communist, man. It's fucking,
of course it is. Yeah, there was also watching about some crypto company, some company or other. I watch a lot of this stuff because I like to just watch where things are going. I don't take part in it, but I like to watch and see where things are going and see what's around. See if I can predict what's around corner. Fucking, it's gone. Fucking gone, mate. Gone. Just dropped out of my head. Out of my head. Yeah. But
it usually comes back though. If you just like so we were watching crypto anyway. There's a guy you watch like a crypto and
yes, that's correct. Yeah, right. And so each of these companies had to have a it was about crypto. I don't think this were a crypto company because they're not regulated, are they? But he said every single company had to have, and it was let's just say it's first aid, right? It's a first aider. They have to have a first aider, but it's different. It's a tech position, and it's 3 letters. I can't even remember what it is. But he said, every company, in order to operate, had to have one of these people within the staff. And so he said, but the problem was that you could see that it was just a scam, because that meant that he said you had to pay for a test to become one of these, certified as one of these people. In fact, it weren't aviation. It weren't fucking, it weren't finance. It were aviation. And every airline company has to have one of these people, right? And so you'd think that it was like an important person that they need. It were important what they knew, other than other people. It was important that, so they had to pay to go to this test and have this test. But the test was, right, you went into a room and there was everything in front of you that you're going to be asked on test, right? Everything that you in front of you, and you've got as long as you want to remember it all, Right? And as soon as you think you've remembered it all enough, you go into the room and they give you the test. And then you've read it all, you take the test and you've passed. But you see, they give you the pass and they said the thing. So they brought this regulation in simply so that they can then sell these fake these certifications that aren't fake certifications, but they don't really mean anything. Anybody could do what they're going to do, but they've just literally gone in. Everything you need to know is in there. Sit down and read it until you think you're going to fucking get there. Until you think you're ready to take the test, and then as soon as you're ready, you're going to take the test, and they pass you. Just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, it sounds like the answer that you give to, like, say, emergency situations when you're driving along in a car. Like, what do you do if a tree jumps out suddenly in front of you? Like, jam on the brakes. The ultimate answer, like, to everything. What do you do if you spot a child between two cars and a ball rolls out the far? Jam on the brakes.
Well, you see, that's another thing as well. The idiocy of it. I got caught speeding. And I fought it, and I had to go on a speed awareness course. Oh, I won a speed awareness course. So I got this course, speed awareness course, and I'd been stopped about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd been clocked at about 4 o'clock in the morning, coming home because I were a nightclub DJ, so I was coming home from a nightclub, probably in Wakefield at the time. So. So I went on this course, and everyone sat there, and it's you know what it is. It's everyone's going to pass. It's just they wanted to rinse you 150 fucking quid, right?
DAA for drivers.
Exactly. And anyway, he says to me, he says, sorry, he's sat in front of the class, and he said, is there anybody in the room who thinks that there's any time that it's appropriate to speed? And he said, and nobody was there. So I said, yeah. I says, I was driving home at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was doing 40 miles an hour in a 30 miles an hour zone at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right? I said, so I think that's appropriate. That at night time, there's nothing on the road. There's no anywhere. I weren't drunk. I weren't, there's no other, everything's fine. Weather's fine. I was doing 40. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He says, well, how's about this? I said, he says, I nearly got, honestly, I nearly one of the first people to fail. on one of these. He said,
nearly one of the first.
He said to me, he says, well, what about if a child went out into the road in front of you? And you're doing 40 miles an hour and you can't stop and you hit that child and that child dies. And I said, what, 4 o'clock in the morning? He said, yeah. And I said, okay, I'll give you a different scenario. What if there's a 737 right above my head and just at the time, and I'm driving home at 30 miles an hour, and just at the time that engine falls off the aircraft, it lands in exactly the same place as I am because I've been driving 30 miles an hour. And then I'll be wishing I were doing 40, won't I? And he says, well, that's unlikely to happen. I says, well, what, a kid running out at 4 o'clock in the morning? The road's unlikely to happen. It's just that same thing. Same amount, statistic. So anyway, he just says, but you have to agree that there's no appropriate. So I said, no, I'm going to agree then. There's no appropriate time to be speeding. You see, you can't. There's just no point in even trying to go back. But if we do, they might stop fucking doing it. If we do all turn up and like give them a hard time, and someone's going to say, I'm not going to do that. They're all fucking idiots. They all fucking come up with all sorts of shit. And nobody's going to want to do it. That's what you want to do. You want to make things, these things that are, these jobs that really fuck you off, where people that they are just designed just to make you, to piss you off, to make your life worse. You should engage. If they fucking get their eyes set on you, you should engage them to the fucking max, so that they then get pissed off with you rather than you being pissed off with them. And if we do that enough, other day, some fucking, I know I'm going to hell. I know I'm going to hell, right?
Well, you're not though, because this ties in fucking beautifully. Because, and I'm not going to be an advocate here for Jordan Peterson. To be honest, he's probably a bollocks, right? I don't know, but because of a few tweets that he put out there recently, they have made the decision that he's got to go to a re-education center and and they are going to teach him how to appropriately communicate online, which is and this is where it's going, so it's been a slow creep, you're talking there about the driving issues and having to go to the fucking gulag to get re-educated on driving. The plan here is just to intensify this shit. So if you arrive 5 minutes late in the morning for work, or where does this end? It's like the gulag just keeps getting more complex as we go along. So it's you're describing there perfectly this new edition of communism which is creeping in, which doesn't send people off to concentration camps just to murder them. What they do is they psychologically torture them.
They do. They get them. The other day, right? No fucking. Sorry, a private joke between me and Ethan chat, and there's only me and Ethan that's ever going to get it, but it just made me laugh. Anyway, yeah, so other day, right, I've got, I tore, it was yesterday. I tore my knuckle off as well yesterday. I don't know if you can see that.
Poor boy.
Yeah. So that I've got my right arm and I've tore my knuckle off. You can see it was red. I've just took plaster from out of the shower tonight. And now I've got my arm with my bruise. And I've just done that. And someone knocks on the door, right? And dog goes fucking balmy when someone knocks on the door. Absolutely fucking fucking bang. Who the fuck are you? That's what dog does. That's exactly this what he's saying.
No, they're desperate, stupid cunts, man.
So anyway, I was in the kitchen and I sort of pushed him into the room and I put door so that he couldn't get out. So I was in the kitchen, so he couldn't get into. He was in the living room, and I was in the kitchen. And so I rolled down to the door and I can see the person at the door's fucking walking away. So I opened door, right? And there's me in my wheelchair. We had my leg on. I just rolls out. I went, oi, what are you walking away for? You just made me dog go fucking balmy and you're just going to walk away. Anyway, she were collecting for a Battersea Dog Zone. Right? And they were a team room. You know how they get them teams? And she goes, and my next door neighbour answered the door at the same time. So they were fucking double knocking. And she goes, there's two of you at the same time. And she calls her mate and she goes, will you deal with this one? I said, no, don't fucking bother. Don't bother fucking dealing with me. What are you doing? What do you want? We're collecting for Battersea Dog Zone. I said, Battersea fucking Dog Zone. It's in London. I said, also, there's a very, very affluent area of fucking Sheffield, just 2 minutes away. Why aren't you on their fucking doorsteps? Why are you in this? Obviously, it's not, I wouldn't say deprived, but we're not an affluent neighbourhood. Why are you in this neighbourhood and not up there? Why? Because we'll fucking get us money away. And they fucking won't because the tight cunts. I said, get yourself a fucking proper job, going about scrounging, right? I've got a dog. I'm doing my bit for dogs here by not killing this fucker. So
yeah.
fucking knocking on my door. I was blood coming out of my hand as well. Like, fucking. I come back in afterwards and I was like, ugh. And I opened the door and dog come because he always comes running straight on, then goes straight to the door. And I thought, I wish I'd left fucking door open now so we could have gone after him.
Let him out. Let the Watson out. You know, that's the appropriate time to let that little cunt out. Swear to God.
let the Watson out. I should have done, shouldn't I? But fucking hell. They soon fucking thought I'm not collecting for them cunts again.
Well, the cunt
fucking bit there.
The cunt was trespassing on Watson's territory, so what are they going to do? Charge Watson?
Afterwards, I felt a bit bad about it, you know. Afterwards, because she just caught me right at the wrong. I got this. I was cleaning a telly. I was taking a stand off her telly, off a little telly, and I was trying to unscrew it, and screwdriver slipped. And you know how you're pushing in to try and get a bad screw, and my screwdriver slipped and my knuckle went off. And then she's on the fucking dog's going bananas. I've got fucking blood pouring out everywhere. Then I'm fucking going on and we're fucking walking off. Give it fucking 2 minutes. Anyway, that's right. At least my wife doesn't have to listen to me again.
You should have got a video of that. That would have been good.
I'm covering fucking blood. Honestly, it was just mental. You know what dog goes fucking mental.
Yeah. I can't stand begging cunts anyway. All these cunts begging for every fucking lost cause on the planet. Who gives a fuck? And anyway, what the fuck are you going to give them at the end of the day? You pay about fucking 90% in administration costs and stuff like that, and 10% might go to one or two fucking stupid fucking mutts, just to fucking make it look good and get a couple of fucking photo shoots and maybe get a couple of politicians sitting there fucking smiling as a few people shaking hands and make it all look fucking good for the public. Yeah,
of course you do.
Fuck off.
These idiots that fall for it. A few years ago, it must have been about 2015. So I've got 2 legs, right? And you know, someone comes and knocks on the door. Watson weren't about then, so it was like, you know, someone knocks on the door. I answer the door. And it's a bloke, yellow, 2 of them, yellow fucking things on, WWF, right? World Wildlife Fund. We're collecting for the World Wildlife Fund. I says that now. He says what? I says no. You're not having note off me. Yes, they're fucking Nazis. Them. I said World Wildlife Fund. They were started. That's a Nazi organisation. And he said, "Oh no, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's about animals." I says, "Don't give a fuck what you think it is." I says, "It's a Nazi organisation." And you know,
don't give a fuck what you think. You're a bollocks for even working for them, so we don't care what you think.
You know what he said? You know what he had the fucking temerity to say to me? He said, "Oh, he says, I hate people like you. I hate people like you." I said, "People like me? What? You're asking me for money and you're telling me you hate me? You've come." And he says, "I'm not asking you for any money." I said, "What are you on my door for then?" You know, fucking what? Anyway, me and him had a fucking. He ended up. He sort of like as he were backing away, sort of thing, and then walked off, and he was saying stuff. And then I bumped into him in Co-op a little bit later on that day.
No way.
And I saw him, and I saw he had a bird with him, a lass, like, you know, working with him, same uniform. And I said to her, "What's his name?" And she says, "Oh, his name's blah, 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 yada, yada, yada." I said, "Right." I said, "Who do I ring to get him sacked?" And she fucking told me, no. So she gave me the phone number of the manager because nobody liked him.
There you go. There you go.
No one's deleting comments, Chris. Nobody is deleting comments. Unless we've got a phantom deleter in there. I don't think we have.
It might be me, but I'm not feeling in bold form. Right? If I was been feeling in a very, very naughty form, I probably might for the fun of it, but wasn't me. Promise.
That's a good idea, isn't it? Should we delete that comment?
Yeah.
Nobody's deleting you, Chris.
Man. Nobody likes a fucking. Nobody likes a whinger. I don't know what's going on there. You wouldn't know. There could be a few admins there just having a few too many bevies and taking.
Nobody's doing that. I think Tony put in some earlier on that some people have got it on top comments and some have got them on. I don't know. There's some way you sort them and sometimes you don't see them. But
yeah, I've heard
I can't
that.
see anybody. If I find out anybody's just deleting comments, just for no reason, then I shall deal with them. Yeah. So I've got some sour diesel and oil. So Zelensky's been knocking about. Have you seen it with them fucking heads that they've got? The mats that they had on their heads, Top Gun. So Zelensky and Rishi Sunak. They look like fucking them off.
The Star Wars stormtroopers. I have to say, I got a right good giggle out of that one that Chris put into their Telegram group earlier on today, where with him and Macron having a love fest on camera.
Oh, they weren't they? Ain't it cringy?
Oh, good God, I get the heebie-jeebies, that little fat arse. Imagine giving that little fat arse fucking Zelensky a hug like that. The only thing that was missing out of it was a fucking long, mad, passionate kiss, which I'm sure they would have loved. They probably done it afterwards, but fucking hell.
No, dropping to his fucking knees and unzipping him and lobbing it out and getting him. And here we have it. Here is President Zelensky here meeting with Trudeau, and as you can see, there is the customary handshake and the kiss on each cheek, and now Zelensky drops to his knees. Sorry, no, I've got that the wrong way round. Trudeau drops to his knees and gets out Zelensky's
twanger.
Gets out Zelensky's great, big, fat, juicy, delicious Ukrainian cock. Starts blowing him off.
And starts beating the piano with it.
Like, fucking hell, that got rid of a load of people, that did.
Cool. Oh, man. Yeah, what a shit show, man. What a fucking shit show.
Excuse me, Trisha. This is not, that is an LED light with batteries in it. So I'm not fucking, the batteries are not doing anything. They're there anyway. And then they'll be gone. So I'm not, save the planet. I don't get how we're saving planet by turning shit off. I really don't, it's not like I don't pay enough for it. So, honestly, I don't go for the old. I think the climate is just natural, and I think the environment's a right mess. But that's got nothing to do with carbon or how many times I put my lights on. It's all got to do with sustainability and proper sustainability. And these cunts trying to sell us something and try to force us to use their products. And then when they die, we can't repair them. So we have to buy another one. I think they're the people that really should be getting that sort of jib rather than my couple of pound lights with 3 AAA batteries in them that just flick on because I like my cubes. And I like to, I like them to look nice. I like to. This is a place where I like to surround myself with things that make me feel nice. So, I'm not. I will not be doing that.
I don't think people realize the dangers of going to their plan of zero carbon. Do they not realize that if you went to zero carbon output, never mind the fact that it can't be fucking done. And especially on a human level, it's impossible because humans only emit like something like 0.3 of all the carbon that's put up into the atmosphere. The rest of it comes from the ocean and from volcanoes. But if you were to reduce the whole carbon footprint of the planet, like you would decimate life on the planet. Like nothing can live on the planet without CO2. Nothing, absolutely. Like this. I mean, people need to do a little bit of research into the actual science of the chemistry of the atmosphere. We need more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So I'm a huge proponent. Jay, you need more lights on that cabinet there, mate. I have my own program running here to return carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. I burn every motherfucking thing I can get, right? And it says I'm going to counteract everything they're fucking doing by burning everything I can get my hands on. Because I know.
Look, the whole carbon thing, right? The whole thing of it is that how can we trust anything that they've said to us? And I mean, especially after the last 2 years, I wouldn't trust a scientist if he told me anything, because it's who's paying that scientist decides what that scientist is going to, say about his expert subject. That's it, isn't it? They're going to just there's no science anymore. Real science is dead. It's gone. Real science is people in the garages, and of course, whenever they discover something or do something, like the poor bloke who discovered that he could run his car on water. And a couple of weeks later, he's not there anymore. There's many cases of it. In fact, I interviewed a bloke many years ago, and JJ, if you're still listening, mate, he did put a comment in saying that you can't find the Mark Windows one. Now, the Mark Windows one was quite early, so it's going to be on. It's going to be a Podomatic one. In fact, it was very early when we were in autonomous media days, when we were the only show in town on that. But so I will try and find it, but it's going to be difficult for me because it's going to be somewhere on an hard drive somewhere. So I will try and find it. But I interviewed a bloke who had created this way of generating electricity that also, not only did it generate free energy, free electricity, but it also then, when as one of the residue that create this energy, it also created clean fresh water, right? And it was all to do with big metal, some sort of metal bars, and the sun, and something. So if I'm remembering this right, I'm doing this off the top of my head, but it was something like, so he's got like he's got a metal rod like that, okay, and he's got something at this end and he's got something at that end, and I don't know what it is, but when that's compressed, it creates some sort of energy, right? And so when it's in the sun, when it heats up, it expands. It was actually doing experiments through his window. So the sun was shining in through his window, and he'd got this experiment, and he'd got it so that it was creating free energy from expanding from the heat in the daytime from the sun, and then retracting at night. And he got that to form free energy, and there was also a residue. You'll have to look it up somewhere if you can find it on these days of internet being so sterile. But what he'd done is he were a businessman. He'd he'd rented a unit, an industrial unit, a factory, and he'd made a prototype, on a small scale. But he'd made a prototype, obviously bigger than the one that he'd been doing at home, and it worked. And it were making free energy. You were able to energize the place, have energy for the place. It generated electricity for the place, and it created fresh water. Anyway, was he the model maker from Blackpool? I can't remember. It might have been from over there. But yeah, his warehouse ended up getting burnt down. And he couldn't. It destroyed him, and he couldn't carry on with his work. But I mean, it were really, really. But the fact that you can't probably find out on it at the moment. Now I'll try and remember his name and try and find the interview that we did with him. But it was fascinating stuff. And I'm thinking, remember, I'm fucking 52. I've had a joint, and it was probably 6-7 years ago that I interviewed this bloke. So I'm just going off top of my head. And this is probably the first time I've thought about it since then. So that was, if I'm being a bit sort of ambiguous about it, that's why. If I discover, I keep it secret and just sell the product modestly. Yeah. That's probably the best
back
way.
in a second, Jay. Back in a second,
Right,
Jay.
mate.
Okay.
There you go. Chris says, if I discovered how to make free energy, I'd keep it secret. Let's pop it up on screen. I'd keep it secret and just sell a product of it modestly to stay below the radar. I think that bloke would pretty much doing that. I think he was staying quite below radar, but you know, they find out things. And again, he might have been a little bit naive about who we were communicating, what we were doing, you know, who we were communicating to as well. Because anybody that knows about it is going to spill beans, aren't they? They're going to tell somebody at some point. You can't really, unless you did something completely independent. It's always, chances are it's going to get out. You know, if you'd ever lived in Dinno, you'd know how quickly the rumours go around, and people would fucking know things like that in an instant. So, model train tracks, that were it. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Watcher, and everybody, Chris, everybody who's remembered that. But yeah, have a look back for that. It's quite interesting. The way he explained it and stuff. Yeah, very good. Keep it secret. That's probably keep it for myself, Trisha Morticia. Do you want to save planet though, Trisha? You're there to save planet. You keep it for yourself. Oh my days! Oh, you wouldn't even have that. What even if you had that like 0.1% chance that it might change, revolutionize the world? You still won't try that. You wouldn't try to save planet. You just keep it for yourself. You'd have to do it anyway. It's pretty. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Yes. So anyway, waiting for Jimmy to get back, and I've gone fucking completely, totally, and utterly blank. So I'll just refer to what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. I still had what's his face get back in touch with me, Bart Sabrell. But I hadn't even tried to contact him because I've just been that busy this week. So I'm fucking injured. So I've not been able to set that up. But I will do that. We're a joke that we're going off from here. I'm hoping to be gone by the time all this shit kicks off. Yeah. Jimmy's got to walk the cats. Yeah, he has. Someone's making all the oil somewhere. If anyone finds it, post it in the Telegram group. I'll try to recreate it. There you go. Energy grows your food. Energy digests your food. You expand energy. It transfers heat, shit, simples. Yeah. It never dies. Energy never dies, does it? It just changes its form. I think that's the... don't get greedy, try to patent it. Yeah, it's anyway. Good evening, everyone who was in the chat room. Did you know I was fucking stoned overnight when I got Ben on? Jesus Christ! I was back end. I was fucking. Honestly, I was stoned as fuck. It was the first time I'd had a joint since I'd not had a joint for a week. And then by the time we got to end with Ben, I was fucking shit-faced.
I really enjoyed him, man. He was an interesting chap, an interesting chap, and I think I'd get along with him. I, as a friend and stuff like that, I think I'd get along with him. And
he's a good bloke. He's a good bloke, isn't it?
Yeah, and he sees quite clearly as well too. He's not. He doesn't seem to be like he just goes along with just any old conspiracy theory. He seems to have a good logical head about him, he's not quick to. I thought I wasn't sure what to expect with him, and I never got a chance to talk to him about his Planet X stuff because I would have brought that up, but I guess I wasn't prepared enough. But then again, we just went down so many fucking rabbit holes.
If you wanted to get him on to talk about Planet X, we'll get him on again. It's no problem. He'll come on. He's a good lad.
Yeah, no, we must do. But it was one of the things I meant to talk to him about and see, because like I remember one of the videos because I was just checking him out before the interview to see what he does be getting up to and where his headspace is at. Like, and one of the things he was saying, like he's had some information on Planet X coming up, and there was nothing more about it after that video. So maybe he's got something coming in the near future. Who knows? But yeah, I meant to talk to him about that, like, and if he had any info on that, like, so just the way it goes, man. It's like the tangents that we went off, like we were fucking ballooning one moment, and the next minute we were landing in Roswell, or Roswell, and the next thing you know, we were fucking infiltrating the FBI and the CIA and all sorts of. I tell you what, it was a good convo though. I enjoyed that conversation. A good lad, like good lad.
No, he's not been a porter for about 10 years now. I think he got sacked, didn't he? Because I can't think of it. Or I don't know. Anyway, he left a job that he loved under a cloud. I know that he didn't want to leave. Whether he was forced out or what, I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, what a top bloke. I've met Ben a couple of times, and I've always liked the way he approaches things. With a level, sensible head. He don't approach it from okay. He might do it on UFOs and stuff like that, because some people will just naturally just dismiss UFOs instantly, won't they? But with the UFO stuff, you might be able to level that criticism at him. It's not even a criticism, but that level that characteristic at him.
Well, you couldn't criticize him about it, because at the end of the day, when I started talking to him about the experiments that the Nazis were doing in World War II with their sort of like semi hovering craft, like and I got a sense then, like he's not totally bought into like these craft being aliens, so we didn't have to go there in the end. We didn't get time anyway, but there's only so much you can cover in 2 hours anyway. So
yeah, well, you know what? I might invite him on again in a couple of months just to do it, just a UFO one, because we have some really interesting. We used to have some. Andy were really into his UFOs, so we had quite a lot of UFO guests on, and we had what's his face? Gary Esseltine on a couple of times. Don't know if you know him, Gary Esseltine.
No.
Yeah, he runs. He used to run the UFO conference in Holmfirth. I don't know what he's doing now. I've not heard from him for a bit. This is what happens when the fractured us. I used to know people in all sorts of different fields. All sorts of different UFOs, and I used to know them. I used to be able to contact them because we were all on the same page, we're in the same place. You knew where to contact. Nobody is now. It's all fractured and sent off here, and everywhere, keeping people apart. It's just crazy when I think back towards some of the people that we've interviewed on this show. The director, that's my favorite one. The director, Diane Jessie Miller, the director of One by One. Rick Mayall's last film.
Oh yeah.
She's been on twice. She lives in Northern Ireland. But she's been on twice, and so that was my favorite. I'm a massive Rick Mayall fan, and it were a really big, really good show. It were really cool. But
that was an odd film.
It was
that last film from Rick Mayall. That was very odd. Like it was. A lot of people believe he was trying to tell everybody something.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did it for now, so I do know that's still to come out. It's still not come out, One by One. I mean, I've seen it. Everyone's seen it, haven't they? But it's not,
because he died not long after that, didn't he? It was wasn't long after that he died, or mysteriously, was it?
Yeah. Well, he had his heart.
That's a common way to go sometimes for a lot of people who are, they've been using that technique for many years, like especially in political circles, in espionage and stuff like that. Lots of mysterious heart attacks for unusual reasons, and You wouldn't know, you know. Yeah, nothing would surprise me anymore. And I have to say, just, you know,
Yeah. Hang on.
heart attacks are definitely.
Said some really, really cryptic things. I'm going to try and find one on YouTube and play it. See if
Yeah,
it's on
cool,
YouTube.
cool.
It's 46 seconds. Yeah, I hope she'll get away with that. Hang on.
No, you Spanish, you're an awful cunt. I fucking can't. Oh, don't we love our Spanish though? Oh man.
Here we go. Let me make sure volume's right up. Can you hear that?
You fucking know.
Not very well.
Crap, that, isn't it? I couldn't hear it at all.
I can hear it's mumbling, like whatever's going on with it. Play it again, or
No, I won't play that. Someone's theme. Oh, why is that not fucking playing? Turn it off.
You fucking know.
Well, that is wank.
we can just about hear him. Just about hear him. It is low though.
I can't even hear it. I can't hear it at all. Anyway. Well, anyway, it did say, you know, but like we said, the fractured us up away from each other. So, like I say, I used to know people in all sorts of things, freemen on the land, then people that were going to demonstrations, people who were against bailiffs, and people, Tom Crawford situation, remember that? Where all them people turned up at his house, you know, and all that community, it's all disappeared, it's gone. Completely disappeared. It's been taken away from us. It's
indeed.
Yeah.
What search term were you using there on YouTube?
Rick Mail cryptic message.
Okay. I'll just see if I can get something up, because maybe my audio might come in a bit better.
He was inside the BBC and said, "Fuck all," and waited till his careers ran down and spoke out. Look, you don't try, don't matter if you trust him or not. I thought you were a fine actor.
Well, I got one here. Rick Mail's last cryptic message.
Go on and try that one. Is that one that didn't work?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll just have to remember when I've got this set up to when I've got this set on playing audio, you'll echo back if you speak in the middle of it. So just so you know. Oh shit! Do you know what? I forgot to do? Do you know what I forgot to do, Jay? Just give me another moment just to get this set up right. I forgot to share my screen. It's like shit. What good is the audio without fucking sharing a goddamn screen? So just give me another moment, and what am I looking for here? Streamer, that'll do. Should be good to go now.
You fucking know. You don't know.
No.
Viewers, you don't know who the cameraman is.
No
You
one.
don't know why you're being made to see these things. Nor do I. You're seeing me. I can't even see you. I may be dead by the time you watch this. Very possibly are. You don't know who's the man who's making things he wants you to see. Destroy your television sets now. You must listen to no orders. That's all I can tell you for this point of humanity. That's advertising.
I didn't really understand it.
Right, there you go. That's should be safe to talk now, Jenny. Did you hear that? Okay.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming in very low on your end, but I have a way here to hyperbolic the audio anyway. It was quite low anyway, and I had to really put it on volume on 150% just to hear that. So, well, I hope it wasn't too loud now, but
no, it was just a bit low actually. So it must have been really
still
low. Yeah.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah, the cameraman. What's the thing with the camera? I wonder what he meant by that. The cameraman knows. What's?
No, you don't know who the cameraman is.
Cameraman. Yeah.
You don't know who is showing you what they want you to see. You don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Destroy your televisions now.
Now.
Destroy your
He's
television
dead, right?
now.
He's dead, right?
Point in humanity. Something like that.
Chase, I destroyed mine 23 years ago now. Fucking hell. I did. I literally destroyed it. I picked it up and I smashed the fucking thing to pieces. I did outside my back door and says, no more. Fuck off. And I've never looked back. Never looked back.
Well, there you go. So,
mind you, I might have had a few drinks that day, but do you know what? Still a good idea.
Right, so we're going to get, like I say, we'll get Bart Sibrel on. I haven't been in touch with him, and he's not been in touch with me, and so we'll be doing that. It's nearly time, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. And then you've got that girl coming on as well too, maybe. God, what's her name?
Lou Collins. But I'm sort of like I'm cooling a bit towards her, just towards the idea of getting her on. That's all.
I don't know where she's at these days. I haven't listened to her in. It's a number of years, and then I only listened to her a couple of times a couple of years ago, and then it was probably 15 years since the last time I fucking heard from her. So I don't know. I don't know what she's at now, to be honest. So, but no, there was it Chris posted a link to a channel with a black girl, and she does a comedy sort of news segment. I thought you said that she might be coming on as
Jam
well
Noise,
too.
Jam
Noise.
Noise, yeah. She said she'll pop on one time, but she said she's not interested enough to fill a full show. So you've got to respect that. So she'll jump on at some point.
Yeah, seems like an interesting woman, actually. Yeah.
No, here we go. Fucking hell.
What? Luke Collins, Disinfo Oppo. Yeah, well, she probably is. She more than likely is. I think one of the stories that was breaking there during the week was like here in Ireland, and not just geopolitics, was like Tommy Robinson appeared on news screens over here on the alternative media scene here in Ireland, and Tommy, if you are listening, don't fucking come here, right? Do not fucking come to Ireland. Stay in your own shithole, right? You're not fucking welcome here, by all accounts. And that's just what the alt media are saying about you. Stick with your Mossad agents and your little controllers. You won't be welcome on the protest scene here in Ireland. Full stop, right? Full stop. Stay where you are. Apparently he's planning on coming over to help out with our immigration problem. And so it's like, so, and the alt scene just think this is an internal issue and they don't want British nationalists coming over and fucking around. We've had enough British foreign agents working in our country over the years. I'll mention the name Mark Kennedy if anybody's interested in looking that little cunt up and what he used to get up to. Like, so we've had enough foreign agents in the country. So I would put Robinson in that class as well, you know, a disinfo agent and coming over here to rise fucking shit. And not welcome, man. Not welcome.
No. Rather do you'd rather have fucking he could do he'll be doing fucking carpool karaoke with fucking James Corden. We don't want any of the cunts because he's on about coming back. James fucking Corden, isn't it?
Really, yeah? Oh, good luck. We're made up, so. The world is safe now.
They fucking hell. Anyway, it just reminds me of a kid who does a Formula One YouTube channel who I come across, and he said he got banned off YouTube. He says he got banned off YouTube for saying that the only person he wanted to see James Corden do carpool karaoke with Princess Diana.
You got banned for that? Holy shit. That's a bit harsh, really. Oh, man.
Anyway, right, let's do it. I'm knackered, me. I'm going to go to bed.
I'm knackered as well. You know, I've been up too fucking long, man. And I don't even think I'll do much of an after show of just one. But
no, I don't think I'm going to do one. Well, if anyone wants to go, come on. I'm not going to be about. So
yeah, I'll stay on for a little bit, but I'm just wrecked myself, you know. So but I will stay on for a little bit, you know.
I'm just knackered, me. Knackered.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to cope when it starts getting really busy, because I think I've gone really lazy this winter. You know, this winter I've done fuck all, I've done nothing, and this week I've done very, very little, but it's still fucking hard work, you know, that sort of way. So I do feel tired. So, and for the little I done, it just wore me right out.
Yeah, well, I see I've done quite a lot. We've had some fucking work done on our house. So, like, it's been fucking in and out, and I've not had time. I wanted to prepare something, and I ain't even had time to sit down and prepare it, you know, because I'm trying to fucking stop dog from eating fucking workmen. So, it's all done now. So, you see this, so it's all done now. So fucking.
I've just been thinking this week how much I hate fucking dogs, man. And not Watson. I think Watson is a lovely, lovely individual, like, you know, but you know, I do cycle quite a bit, like, and lately, like, the amount of dogs that come out and fucking chase me on the fucking bike is just nuts, man. It says, what the fuck is going on? I tell you what, I'm up in my game now. I'm gonna source out a lovely iron fucking bar, and the next fucking cunt that comes close is getting it right on that fucking snout, and I want to hear him yelp.
Bastard. Right, I think that's it for us. Don't forget Cookie's on Monday. Cookie Monster is on Monday.
And Wednesday.
And Wednesday. And who else is on? Steve Goose Turd is on.
Yes.
On
Thursday. Have we got Dr. Robert next week?
Dr. Robert next week? What the fucking hell's he doing there? What's that?
That looks like a punani.
Is it?
He's probably got the camera up his butthole.
I don't know what it is, but I'm not putting it on screen because we're still live. What the fuck is it?
You don't want to know.
Oh, it's a dead pigeon.
No way.
Ah, bastard. Oh.
We're going to get a
What's that?
strike for that, for showing gross imagery.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, they would cut it off. Thanks for that. Anyway, Spanish. I hope you're coming on for after that now. You cunt. No,
He has to go. He has to go now and prepare his dinner.
Oh dear. Right. We'll see you all on Tuesday. Stay cool.
Good night, everyone.